Welcome back. I'm Betsy Bosley. I'm the dietitian for the Pathway to Health and Wellness program, and today we're going to talk about snacking. Snacking can make a big difference in our energy levels throughout the day and also in our weight. Depending on the foods that we snack on, certain foods can give us a lot of extra calories because they are very high in fat and sugar. Other foods, like fruits and vegetables, are very high in fiber and water, and so it's possible for us to eat a lot of those foods and not gain weight. They fill us up, but they don't provide a lot of calories. So to give us an example of caloric density, I wanted to take what Americans might typically have for a snack. The first item is 2 cookies. That's the serving size according to the package. And the 2 cookies, they are 140 calories and 11 grams of sugar and 6 grams of fat. The chips right here, this is a serving size, is a bag, and that is 140 calories and 8 grams of fat. To give a healthier snack option, I wanted to show these cauliflower and broccoli florets. Now, neither of these have any fat or sugar, and the broccoli, the whole bag runs around 100 calories. The cauliflower, the whole bag runs around 70 calories. So you're definitely getting a lot more nutrients, and you'll still be full, and you're also going to be getting less calories, which will be great to help maintain your weight. A lot of people might think that eating raw vegetables by themselves would be a little bland. So there's lots of delicious low-fat dips like the hummus that we're going to make today that we can dip the vegetables in to really make a delicious snack. So to spice up our vegetables, we're going to make some homemade hummus dip. A lot of people think that hummus is a lot of work to make, but it can be made in probably less than 5 minutes very easily. So what we have here is a can of no salt added garbanzo beans. We have 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, 1 tablespoon of olive oil, which is a really heart healthy fat. We're going to smash up a clove of garlic for some flavor. And then for some more flavor, we have half a teaspoon of cumin. And at the end, we're going to add a drop or 2 of sesame seed oil. After we blend everything up, then we can just add some minced parsley to the top. So we have our blender right here, and I like using a smaller container. I don't think you need a very big container for a small recipe like this. And so we'll put our garbanzo beans in here, and these have been drained and rinsed. And you don't really need to rinse them since they're no salt added, but sometimes, there's a lot of juice in there. So there's our can of beans, and we're going to add our lemon juice. We'll add our olive oil. And we're going to take this clove of garlic, and I like to use kind of just the bottom of a bowl or something, and we just smash it like that, maybe a few times. Sometimes it likes to hop around, and we can add it like this. The blender will blend it up really nicely. And then we're going to add our cumin into everything. I love cumin. It has such a good flavor. And then we'll just add a drop or 2 of the sesame seed oil. There we go, just a little drizzle. And so now we can blend it. You want to make sure it's on nice and tight. Don't need a hummus mess everywhere. And turn it on. And then we'll put it on the puree setting. Okay, so it looks like it's blended pretty well. So then we can just take it off and use our spatula to put it into a bowl. And you can put it into whatever serving bowl you want to make it look pretty, or make it as fancy or casual as you want. And it looks like I do have a few chunks of garbanzo bean in here. I kind of like that. Obviously you can puree it as much as you would desire. And so once it's in the bowl, it's all ready to go. And you can sprinkle some parsley, or whatever other kind of toppings you want. You could add some, vegetables as well to the top. to make it look really pretty. So today we have the bagged broccoli and cauliflower, which obviously you can cut from scratch and it's pretty easy, but if you want even more convenience, you can just get them pre-bagged. Same thing with our baby carrots. They're just ready to go and pop in your mouth. And then the celery sticks are very easy just to cut into little serving size strips. And then we can take our cut up vegetables and dip them into our hummus and enjoy a delicious snack. Now say I was craving something a little sweeter for a snack. I could have these 2 cookies, but remember, they're 140 calories for just these 2 tiny little things. And for that amount of calories, I could have over 2 whole apples. So today I sliced some apple slices, and they're delicious on their own. If you wanted to add a little protein and some heart-healthy fat, you could make our yogurt dip that we're going to make today. Okay, to make our yogurt dip today, we have our plain Greek yogurt. It's got 11 grams of sugar, no fat, and is higher in protein than a regular yogurt would be. For heart-healthy fat and some good flavor, we have no salt added peanut butter, which has lots of good protein in it as well. And then we also have some vanilla extract to kind of add to the yogurt. Regular vanilla yogurt tends to have a lot of extra sugar added. So we can pair the plain yogurt and the vanilla extract to kind of mimic vanilla yogurt, but with much less sugar. Okay, so the first step is to take some of this plain Greek yogurt, and we need a 1/4 cup. And so we'll just measure that out. And then we'll put it into our little blender cup. So for this recipe, I'm using an immersion blender, and that's a great way to blend things without having to wash a lot of equipment. And with the peanut butter, we're going to measure out 2 tablespoons. And this is the stick I was using to stir it up, because with the natural peanut butter, you have to stir it before you eat it. Oops. It's a little messy, but that's part of the fun. You can eat the peanut butter as you're doing it. All right. The last ingredient is this vanilla, and we're just going to put a little splash in. Okay. And one other thing that's going to make this even better is 1 whole banana added to our mixture. And you want the banana to be somewhat ripe. It doesn't have to be really, really ripe like you would want for banana bread. And let's just slice it up a little bit to make it a little easier to blend. And then we're going to be using our handy dandy immersion blender, which I love for blending up just small amounts of food like this. So I'll blend it. Okay, so I'm just scraping with my spatula because the blades of the immersion blender are on the bottom. So you want to make sure to get all of the food down there. Okay, so now we're all ready to have our apple slices. And so I'm just going to grab this bowl right here, and we can put our dip into the bowl. Make it look pretty for serving. I think I still have a few banana chunks in there. And again, I kind of like a little chunk, so you can blend it as much as you want. And so this is what our dip looks like. And it's all ready to eat. It's really good. I hope you enjoyed learning about making these healthy recipes today and how it's possible to eat more and weigh less. When you're filling up on things like fruits and vegetables, you can eat a lot more, you get a lot more nutrition, but you don't consume half the calories you would with cookies or chips. These foods tend to have a lot of fiber, so they fill us up without the calories. And you think about the serving that you would eat of cookies, you probably wouldn't just stick with just 2 cookies. You'd probably have a quarter of a package, which would be a lot more calories than what we talked about today. So I would encourage you to really fill up on fruits and vegetables, lean proteins, and heart healthy fats, and you'll get a lot more nutrition bang for your buck. Thank you.